Right, I think, yes. Hello. Hi. Good evening. I'd have been here sooner, but a poo was brewing, so I had to wait until, that's done. Anyway, hello. Welcome to this Talky Tuesday live stream where we're going to talk about auto-include units and Warhammer 40k. On the last live stream, I needed titles. You gave me some titles, so now we're going to hit one, and hopefully this will keep us. There's a goal in mind to talk about auto-include. Obviously, it raises the question, what do you mean by auto-include, Winters? Surely Squigs, as Andy H has pointed out, Squigs are the auto-include unit in Warhammer 40k. I can't really argue against that. But anyway, hello live chat. Hello everyone. Hello everyone in the VOD squad who's watching this afterwards. Another thing that occurred to me actually is the 13th Fleet. The 13th Fleet is made up of a myriad of different things. There's AdMech, there's Guard, there's Space Marines, there's Rogue Traders. There's loads of people in the 13th Fleet. Just as there's loads of people who support me in multiple different ways. There's subscribers. I love you. There's the VOD squad who watch this afterwards. Love you too. Then there are all the massive members that help me out all the time with the different tiers. So, and Mug Club members. And look, after giving mine away to that Argentinian, we've got a new mug turned up. We're at 58 people in the Mug Club. So thank you to everyone who supports me, however you support me. The dream is still alive. We're still chugging on. It's a goddamn miracle if you ask me. And if you'd like to support me, if you'd like me to keep making videos and things, then consider becoming a channel member. Tier 3 channel member gets you an extra battle report every single Winter's Wednesday. And she's given me Reavers. She's given me a permission to do a loft extension. Get all the dream, right? Wouldn't it be nowhere near enough money, by the way? So all your memberships would really look. Here's the thing. I have a dream that one day my entire loft, you've got a loft, imagine the size of your loft, all of it. Imagine that turned into one big hobby space. You know what I mean? I could fit 2 tables up there. I could have this set up there where I can podcast in one corner. I could have my desk at one end of the loft. We could be podcasting there. At the other end of the loft, I could have my painting and everything set up down the other end. 2 tables, all the storage stuff, all of this could go upstairs and she could turn it into a yoga room or something like that. It would be glorious if, what a hobby goal to turn my entire loft into my hobby dungeon. Badger, thank you for gifting. Badger King, thank you for gifting a membership. That'll go some way. But yeah, it'll be glorious. Dreams are important. When you get to a certain age, you realize sometimes the dreams run out because you don't hit very many of them in life. They just burn and die around you. But it's not about hitting your dreams. Even if you fail to hit your dreams again and again and again, you should still dream. Have the courage to dream. Dreaming is important. So yeah, one day, maybe. Here's the starter for the loft space. Thank you so much, Badger King. I only have a second bedroom. I know. I'm sorry if you only have a second bedroom. Yeah, that's what we have here. But it would be glorious if one day the channel is successful enough to pay for a loft conversion. It'd be epic. Ah, dear. Can we get a Winter's Loft Fund progress bar? You could get a Winter's Loft Fund progress bar if I knew how to make a Winter's Loft Fund progress bar run along the thing. You know, like when people have members goals. I've got to take my slippers off. My feet are getting very hot. You know what I mean? So if anyone in the Discord knows how to put the things along which say members goal or loft bar goal or something like that, then tell me, and then I can put a loft bar goal in there. It's about having. It's not just about. We need the channel to do a bit better. We need a few more members. It's not just about achieving the thing. It's to I've got permission to do it, but we need to. The steady stream of income needs to be a little bit higher. We'll get there. We'll get there. Henry Cavill will come riding in. Space Marine 2 is coming along on September the 9th. These things bring lots of people to the hobby. And hopefully there'll be a few more people looking at the channel and a few more channel memberships. And then the dream will become a reality. If the dream doesn't become a reality, then it's fine. It's okay to dream. You're supposed to have dreams. Be brave enough to dream. We're all well, Marley. Thank you. Do you have a Hobby Apocalypse idea, or are you all over heresy? I don't. I'm over all of the things, all of the times. I'm not doing Hobby Apocalypse next year. What's the tally so far for members? I don't know. I don't know how to find members. I could on that one. In here, not so much. On that one, I could find it, but I don't want to touch any buttons on that to make, because then this will break. Evening Wolf Boot. Change your name to Stylus Wolf Boot. Ask tech support. She's downstairs. Yeah, but that's like, hey, can you make a bar appear on the live stream? She'll be like, what are you talking about? She has no idea. Loftgun Grimnar. It's just a dream. It's a lovely dream. I thought I'd share it with you. You know. We might get there. We might get there. One amongst us, watching this either on the VOD Squad or live right now, one amongst us might be able to turn their entire loft into a hobby sex dungeon. And that person might be me, which would be glorious. Anyway, thanks for coming along. Thanks for all the people who choose to support me. And thanks to all of you for being here this evening. So yeah, last Talky Tuesday, we banged about some ideas for videos, right? I have approximately 600, where are we? Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor. Well, you have approximately 676 tier 2 or higher memberships. Glorious. How the hell do you know that? But that's good to know. There you go. That number. YouTube take a third of everything, which is fine. And the taxman takes something as well, but that's fine. So, but it's enough to sustain me doing this full time, and it has been for 3 years now. I'm just so lucky. I'm so lucky I'm here anyway. I guess the main dream is that the dream doesn't die and I have to go back to work at some point. Where are we? Hey, Winters, good topic. I'm actually currently painting my 3 times Redemptors. Redemptors, I'm not sure. See, this is the thing. I could think of some auto-include units for other factions, but I was really thinking about auto-include units for Space Marines. Now, there's some really good units for Space Marines, and Redemptors are one of them. Definitely. If there's triple Redemptors with plasma running down to your lines, whatever army you're facing, you're like, oh, it's a rough one, that one. But auto-include. Space Marine, there's in other factions, there's some really obvious auto-include units. Space Marines, not so much. I saw someone who turned their basement into a video rental store. And ever since it's become my dream to have a home store where I can convert the basement into a hobby store. Amazing. I have 676 people in the Discord. Brilliant. Thanks for checking. See, people know this stuff. I wouldn't even know how to find. What does everyone think of the new Skaven? They've got big, nasty, shafty, hoodie Lancers, Centurions, Land Raider, Redeemer auto-include. Piranhas are auto-include units for Montcar Tau thanks to pinpoint counter-offensive. Titans always the correct answer. Okay, so Lancers are good. Not auto-include. Centurions. Black Templars, Hellbrecht leading 10 Sword Brethren and Land Raider Redeemer. Yeah, that's definitely a Black Templar. I mean, yes. Hellbrecht with 10 Sword Brethren. Finally got the Ultimate Starting Leviathan box set. Well done. Oh, and a Castellan. Yeah. I've been in a coma since 2016 and I've come to answer. Grav Centurions. Do you remember when... I like Grav Centurions still. I like Grav Centurions. Obviously, the Las Cannon ones are better with the bolters. Land Raider Redeemers are fire. Yes, they are fire. The other answer is Grots, and the other answer is Squigs, Squig Game. Infiltrator Scouts, maybe Outriders and See, I mentioned Infiltrators and Scouts last time. Definitely Outriders. See, that's the list. You want Infiltrator Scouts, Outriders, and Redemptors together, working together. Hellbrecht, I agree. Just look out for those Morkanauts. That Justicar did work. No, not the Justicar, the Judasia, man. With sustained hits, lethal hits, in one swing, single-handedly, taking down big stompy things. What an absolute G. The old mechanics for Grav Centurions were absolute nonsense, but I miss them dearly. Yeah, the old rules for Grav Centurions still exist in Horus Heresy, and they're absolute nonsense. Grav weaponry, so they're very hard to come by. But yeah, it's, you know, it moves on. Here we are with different rules, and yes, I always include Blade Guard jets because so here's the thing then. So I'll start you off. I'll start you off with one. Let's have a discussion on this. Some people might debate against me, but hear me out. Banshees. Banshees are not an auto-include unit for the Eldari. They are a long way from auto-include unit for the Eldari. Now, let's define this at the beginning. Chat, so you know what I'm talking about. What I mean by an auto-include unit is obviously, we're going to get a bit sweaty. We're talking about winning the game here. If you want to win the game, okay? Not you're playing, hey, I'm going to bring along my 3 units of scouts and my 3 units of bikes and my 3 units of infiltrators because I'm playing like a recon company thing. Or you're not doing Necrons where I'm bringing along this and this and this because it's fun. You're talking about bringing a couple of units into lists to help you win the game, and in some of them there are clearly units that are very, very, very good. You know what I mean? Blade, and they lined up next to their codex. Like if you want to win more, also the units that you'd probably see at tournaments. Also the kind of units that if you put down a couple of them opposite your friend and play the game, they'll be like, that's a bit rough. Like if I see a Redemptor, I'm happy I see a Redemptor. But if I see 3 Redemptors coming at me, I'm like, this is going to be a tough one. Scarab Terminators. I must increase my dust. No, it's not competitive. We're not talking like competitive 40. We're just talking about... Okay, so competitive tournament. What are the best things? What are the hardest things to play against? What is easy mode? What is Warhammer 40k easy mode? If I add a couple of these things in my faction, it just makes it easier for me. So Dreadnought in a drop pod, Exocrine for Nid firepower. Oh, I'm late. Evening Ord. Auto-include wise, I feel like the Redemptor Dreads have been solid or better for the past 6 years. They have been solid or better for the past 6 years. This is another thing. These types of units are typically either the best thing in the codex right now and have been really good for a long time, or things that have always been good and might not be necessarily the best thing in the codex right now, but they're still solid in the code. The kind of units that are typically always good. So that was a very good point there, Marley. Redemptor Dreadnoughts have been solid or better for the last 6 years. They have been. These are the types of units that we're talking about. We should go through faction by faction. Eternal Crusader, you're reading my thoughts there. I thought I've got some ideas. I thought we could discuss this. I ran out of ideas. And last week you were so helpful with me, throwing more ideas at me. See, we can make a video on this. Nurglings is not the thing, but thanks, Craven. Merker. Because last Tuesday we did the thing. So I did that Thursday video, which is like the top 3 things Warhammer 40k needs to change. That came out. You gave me the inspiration to make that video because I've still got all the post-it notes up here. What 10th ed needs is this. Top 5 things in 10th ed. 3 things to avoid in there. 11th edition. There was loads of suggestions last week, so I boiled that into that one video, and maybe we can get another. Video. You think 10th has done a good job being more diverse, honestly? Now, I disagree with you quite strongly there. But let's not... I mean, do you want to talk about that? Do we want to go in... See, let's mention it. Because the way the points are now and how you build an army it's easier to hone in on the better lists for the better detachments. So you've got more diversity. You've always had the detachments there, but you can pick up a codex and within 5 or 6 games figure out where the nuts are, okay, where the strength is. And it wasn't that obvious in previous editions, and I think the points have got a lot to do with that. The fact that it's 5 or 10 of this, or 3 or 6 of that. That's one of the reasons why. And another reason why is this fella attaches to this group, and then they do this. So it's like the Lego slotting together. That unit all of a sudden is -1 to hit, or that unit all of a sudden can fall back, shoot and charge, or that unit, it's easier to see the building blocks and slot together. So there is less diversity because there's more obvious routes to go down. That's what I think. But, my humble opinion, what do I know? Some factions, yeah, okay. Good. I think Demolisher for the Guard has been solid for a while. Chimera. Super cheap distraction. Carnifex is always a must take no matter what army you play. Is it super cheap? See, I couldn't think of an auto-include unit for the Tyranids. A super cheap distraction Carnifex. Having said that, when I play my Tyranids, I nearly always bring super cheap distraction Carnifexes running forward. So that's probably a pretty good shout. But not so. I'll give you a good idea of what I think is an auto-include unit. So, 10 Wraith Guard with a Spirit Seer has always been good and is good in this edition. It's a solid unit. And if someone rocks up in a game and there's 10 of these things with the Spirit, and they're toughness 7 with a 2-up save and 3 wounds, so that is 30 toughness 7 2-up saves to get through. The Spirit Seer sticks one back in there a turn every turn. They can shoot back at you if you shoot them. A unit of 10 of them is really, really, really hard to shift. 2 units of 10 is obnoxious. You probably wouldn't bring 2 units of 10 at a 2,000 point game but they're so auto include if you want to have a really strong, really obnoxious Eldar list. More so than the Avatar. The Avatar's, he's nuts as well. But 10 Wraith Guard with a Spirit Seer is like, you just look through the book and go, yep. Look through the index and go, yep, Gaunt's Ghost. Yes, Gaunt's Ghosts is an auto-include as well. But I think it's hard not to include a Vindicator. Spirit also gives +1 to hit and lethal 2. Yep, so they're hitting on 3s instead of sitting on 2s. Scarab Termes with Termes Sorcerer. I don't know what I've got. Scarab Termes with Termes Sorcerer. Scarab Occult Terminators with a Termes Sorcerer. So if you play Thousand Suns, they're pretty much an auto-include, are they? Are they? See, at the moment, I'd say the Mutalith Vortex Beast is pretty much an auto-include in Thousand Suns. They can just do it all. They're good. 3 of them is good. Scarab Occult Terminators. I feel like in here, Hearthguard or near auto-include for Votan because it's not like they have many options. So, what do we think? 10 Wraith Guard with a Spirit Seer, chat. Is that an auto-include? Anyone who plays Craftworld Eldar out there, does anyone think that that's pretty obnoxious? It's pretty solid. If you want to win more games, chuck a unit, 10 of them in your army. You're just going to win more games. They're just, what do we think? Town, broadsides, tough murder guns. Yeah. 2 squads of, what were we talking about, Francis? I don't know what we're talking about. Jump Pack Death Company if you play Blood Angels is another suggestion. 2 squads of 3 land speeder typhoons with heavy bolters. They've all gone to Legends. But 2 squads of 3 land speeder typhoons was juicy. Yes, they were. Yeah, these are some good suggestions here. I mean, I'm not saying that any of these suggestions are bad suggestions. All these suggestions are good suggestions. But which ones are auto-include? Vanguard Vets if Blood Angels, yes. Maybe. I mean, Vanguard Vets in Blood Angels are good, but normal Assault Intercessors in Blood Angels are good because Blood Angels, anything assaulty and Space Marine-y, when you add Blood Angels, so +2 strength and +2 strength and +1 attack on the charge, are very good. Tigris should also be an auto include. Brutalis Dreads. I would put Redemptor Dreads over Brutalis Dreads because Redemptor Dreads have that -1 damage thing going on, and Brutalis Dreads are very good. Brutalis Dreads are very blendy, particularly with multi-melters. They can do the strike attack, they can do the sweep attack. They've got impact hits on the charge. I like Brutalis Dreads, but triple Redemptor Dreadnoughts are more resilient. I tell you what, though, if you saw an army with triple Brutalis coming at you and triple Redemptor Dreadnoughts coming at you, you'd be like, I'm going to be in for a long day. Actually, that's probably a list there. Triple Brutalis, triple Redemptor, triple Outriders to move forward and move block, Scouts to infiltrate out to stop people infiltrating and deep striking in there, and then the Infiltrators in the backfield to stop people coming down behind you. And you still probably got a couple of 100 points left over there. That would be a strong list. Strong list. I've always felt Dreads this edition fall a little flat. But, you see, 5 attacks with tank shock is nothing to sniff at. That they can put down the hurt. You've got to add the tank shock thing. Yeah. Rogal Dawn Shrugs ability makes them one auto include for me at the very least one. Rogal Dawns, I've felt them. They're like 270 points or something. But 30k, got air protector. Nice. Yeah, I've played Sultan with his guard quite a few times, and there is a difference between when he brings his Rogal Dawns and when he doesn't bring his Rogal Dawns. Rogal Dawns, you feel it. Yeah, that's what I mean by an auto include unit. Almost from the opposite side, when you go against them, you're like, whoa, that kind of unit, you know, when you go against it. Yeah, sounds like my first Iron Storm list after the Codex dropped. Yeah, first Iron Storm list with what? Triple Brutalis, triple Redemptor Dreadnoughts, Outriders, Infiltrators, Scouts. Something like that is pretty tasty. They can also fit quite well, you know. My guard uses Rogal Dawn, strongly agree. Yeah, I feel the difference. Haven't they got more wounds than a Land Raider? Haven't they got like 18 wounds or something? Or they're tougher than a Land Raider, something like that. I know they got a 2-up save, toughness high. What's the toughness and the wounds characteristics of a Rogal Dawn? They're definitely higher than a Land Raider, which is crazy. Oh, that's crazy. I got Rogal myself. Well, give him back. I tend to find other tanks put in more work, but it's a presence, can take a beating and soaks up a lot of punishment. Exactly. Novashny. Bring 2 of those bad boys along. Well, seeing as I'm getting Angron tomorrow, yeah, okay, so World Eaters, if World Eaters have got 1 auto include and it's a Demon Primarch. Toughness 12, I think. Yeah. Toughness 12. Nightbringer is what we're going to get there. The psychological effect of Allah 3 blocks of cannibal. Yes, so Woodsy and Nightbringer talking about Necrons. Now, the Necrons have 2, which I think is like, and one is the Nightbringer. If you're playing Necrons or playing against Necrons and you go up against the Nightbringer, you will feel it. And if you're playing Necrons and you bring along the Nightbringer, it's easy mode. The Nightbringer has a 4-up invulnerable save, a 5-up feel no pain. It halves all damage and recovers wounds. Those are 4 mechanics there to stop it getting hurt. The only one it's missing is -1 damage as well or something, or -1 to the toughness characteristic, strength of incoming. You know that one, -1 to wound it. It's got half, it's got the feel no pain, it's got the recover, it's got the Nightbringer. Thank heavens, thank the Emperor, you can only bring 1 of them. The Nightbringer is an auto-include unit if you want to feel like a god while being Necrons. And it doesn't matter how much they nerf it into the ground with points. Unless they take some of those rules away, it's still going to be a god. And it's really strong at shooting, D6 plus 2 damage, or D3. It's got more D6 plus 2 damage in shooting and it has D3 shots. And I think it's D6 plus 2 damage in close combat as well. Even its scythe mode, instead of doing... Because most things have the smack, I'm going to hurt you mode, and a sweep mode that does 1 damage, but many attacks. Even its many 14 attacks or something is still a 2 damage weapon. So that is definitely one auto-include unit, the Nightbringer. But there's a second auto-include unit in Necrons, which you did point out, and that'll be 6 Wraiths with a Technomancer. It doesn't matter how much they nerf this into the ground with points either. In previous editions, 6 Wraiths with a Necromancer, with a Technomancer was strong. In this edition, 6 Wraiths with a Technomancer is strong, and I feel the difference when I play an army and I've got like 2 units of 6 Wraiths, 2 Technomancers in it. It's strong. Toughness 6, 4 wounds, 4 up invulnerable save. The Technomancer is healing them and giving them a 5 up feel no pain. It's juicy. Those are auto include units. So therefore, if you want to be really dirty when you play Necrons, triple Wraiths with triple Technomancers and the Nightbringer, and you won't have any friends. A bit like bringing 2 units of 10 Wraithguard with 2 Spirit's Ears in it. You won't have any friends. These are killy units that are resilient as all hell, that change the fate. When you go up against them, they have a massive impact on the games. 18 Wraiths is toxic AF. Yeah. They don't die. Yeah. Triple Doomstalkers is not auto-include. It's not auto-include. Toughness 8 with 12 wounds and a 4 up invulnerable save. You can get around them. They're not as... And also you can... Because they're standing still in the backfield, so you can mitigate their sight lines on most tables. It's strong. Again, all of these suggestions, they're strong suggestions, they're solid suggestions. I don't hate you. But there's a difference between being strong and a difference between... If I'm playing against Necrons and I see triple Doomstalkers there, I'm like, okay, this is going to be... But if I play, it's going to be tough, but I can mitigate against that. If I play against Necrons and I see 3 units of Wraiths with Technomancers, I'm like, oh, that is really tough. That is really tough. So that, Necrons, locked in. Wraiths, the Nightbringer. Lehman Russ with an army of Wolfen for 30k. 30k Lehman Russ is a dude. A lot of my units had William Dafoe against triple Doomstalkers in recent times. Willem Dafoe. Nice. So, chat, let's bring this right up to date. Chaos Space Marines. There's, for my mind, one auto-include unit in it. What do you think it is? Chaos Space Marines. So, Winters, 3 Denoted Dreadnoughts, 3 Brutalis Dreadnoughts, 2 Scout Squads, 1 Infiltrator Squad, 3 Outriders, 2 Tech Marines is actually 1690 points. Evil things can be done. Yeah. You're definitely getting... Yeah, and the Infiltrator Squad is staying at the back on your home field objective. 3 Redemptors and 3 Brutalis can run around doing whatever they want. They can kill whoever they want. The Scouts are just there to die and push Infiltrators and Scout moves back. The Outriders are just there to move block. So, yeah, and you've maybe just one... do you need 2 Tech Marines? Maybe. But yeah, that leaves you with 300 points left over, and that is a mean list. I would add more guns. Just guns. I appreciate your stream times. Helps my work day. Thank you, Blood Buffalo. Thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. I'll put that towards the Loft Fund. We'll have an icon running over there so at some point saying Winter's SEO Loft Fund. Help me get my hobby dungeon. Warp Talons. You're saying Warp Talons, Warp Talons, Warp Talons. Warp Talons. Warp Talons. Demon Prince is typical 2 possessed. Possession and possession, Warp Talons and possessed, and 2 possessed. So we're thinking Warp Talons are the auto-include unit in Chaos Space Marines. Now, what's happened? Nothing's happened to the Loft, Woodsy. What is a Loft Fund? I just mentioned at the start of the stream that I've been working on her like for 8 years now to say, hey, look at all this 40k and hobby stuff. Wouldn't it be a good idea if we got a loft conversion? And she was like, no, you're not having a loft conversion. Too expensive. Blah, 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 blah. Don't be ridiculous. A grown man doesn't have an entire loft to himself for his hobby sex dungeon. That doesn't happen. But I kept chipping away and chipping away and chipping away. And literally a couple of days ago, she said, do you know what? If we were ever in the lucky position where we had enough money to get a loft conversion done, because it's going to cost 20, 30 grand or something like that, then I could free up this room, and then the game room, that could be my yoga room, and I could put some reed rush mats down there, and the scent of lavender and ginger in the air, and I could have a little alpaca in the corner and call him Steve. Things like that. And I was like, yeah, that does sound like a lovely idea. Steve, however, Steve will probably be a bit too smelly, but she was like, no, you can actually use the wool from alpacas to make a lovely cardigan. And I'm like, okay, that sounds like a hobby. Spinning wool fur from alpacas to make cardigans and things. Well, how can I deny her a hobby so beautiful as that, seeing as I have a hobby as beautiful as this? But yeah, she's finally come round to the idea. So it's just a dream. It's just an aspiration. We might get there one day. I doubt it. I doubt it very much, but we might get there one day. How much does a loft conversion cost? Between £20,000 and £30,000. It's a lot of money. My dad's a chippy. Brilliant. See, my loft we're in a new build here. This house wasn't here 8 years ago. It doesn't have the structural integrity to support a loft conversion. So they have to put in metal things and then new beams down to support it. You're not supposed to put anything up there like in boxes and things like most people do in their lofts. You're not supposed to. Yeah. It's just a thing. Need to film it when you do it. I'd love to do it, and if I did it, I'd definitely film it. If you actually want a rough guess, no, it's fine. It's just a dream, mate. It's just a dream. So I had a 3rd Scout unit, a squad of Flaz Fusel Eliminators, and a Gladiator Lancer to the mean list. Yeah. It's just a case, yeah. All of those things I can't say is a bad idea. I would want to play test it and find out which is it. How much value would the conversion add to the house, though? I don't know. I don't know. So 2 or 3 mugs for the loft. Just keep doing what you can do, Blood Buffalo. Don't buy 2 or 3 mugs. Is your friend Kevin or someone who's like, well, I don't really want to become a Winters SEO member. You give him a poke and say, look, he wants to get his loft done, and then make him. That's the better thing to do. Don't give me any of your stuff. Talk to your friends, your family. Talk to your aunt and say, auntie, become a tier 3 channel member of Winters SEO YouTube channel. That'd be my Christmas present for this year. Just and lock it in for, tell her to do that. Anyway, so where were we? That's the loft thing. Oh my God. Eamon. Okay, massive GGs in the chat for Eamon for the largest donation I've ever seen in my entire life. Thank you, Eamon. I have a loft where I do my hobby. You should have one too. Well, you're so lucky to have a loft where you do your entire hobby. I should have one too. You're absolutely right. I should have one too. Thank you. I need a bar now running along the bottom. This might actually happen. The dream might come true. Winters SEO Loft Fund. Oh dear. I should track. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's far too generous. No one else repeat that mistake. It's a terrible mistake. His wife's going to kill him or girlfriend or significant other or aunt is going to kill him. He's going to be in a lot of trouble. Don't do that, anyone. Like I said, tell your brother's cousin's second girl, cousin's best friend's wife to become a tier 3 channel member instead. Don't do that. But thank you, Eamon. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. You can have my Loft Winters. Gotta tell Kat about Amon. Kat, Amon just gave us $400 American for the Loft conversion. I know, right? I think she just spit out her tea. And then said thank you very much. Wow. Thank you. Right, where were we? Oh, great heavens. Sultan Plays is in the chat. Hi, Sultan Plays from Sultan Plays YouTube channel. I just edited our other video today, Sultan. You know the trilogy, the Orcs trilogy. I did number 3 today. Blood Buffalo, thank you for donation. Yeah, he donated a lot, but I donated twice, so you know. And you donate all the time, Blood Buffalo. You come on, you give me hobnob and beer money all the time, so I very much appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Blood Buffalo. Hi, Sultan Plays from Sultan Plays. I have 1,100 square feet bomb shelter for your space. Whoa. That is so cool, man. If I had a 1,100 feet bomb shelter, one of my hobby projects would be to slowly renovate that over time and turn it into like like we could have events in it, many events and things. How much did he donate? $399 US. You're very welcome. Also, you got my name right, so cheers. Amon? It is Amon, isn't it? It's like a Amon. It's a quiet E. Yeah. But thanks. Yeah. Where were we? Chat, where were we? It's like a flashbang went off in my head. You know when you're playing Call of Duty and all of a sudden you can't see anymore? You're like, what the hell was that? And then the screen clears and you're dead on the floor. That's what's happened to me. I'm sort of dead on the floor now. Where were we? What the hell were we talking about? I think we did Necrons. Let's tomorrow tier 3 channel members can look forward to The Signal chapter 3 with me and Chewie. The Signal is our ongoing campaign with the End of All Things versus Chewie's armies. His Brotherhood of Martyrs Space Marine chapter received a signal from some Adeptus Sororitas and they're going there to rescue them. It's really fun. That's tomorrow. We were talking about auto-including 300 guardsmen. We're not auto-including auto-include warp talent. Yes. Eamon of House Targaryen. Anyone seen House of the Dragon? Yeah, it's epic. It's probably... Don't kill me for this one, but I enjoyed House of the Dragon more than I enjoyed... I mean, no one enjoyed the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones, maybe the last 3 seasons of Game of Thrones. Let's face it, we write them off. But House of the Dragon Season 1 was better than Game of Thrones Season 1. Fight me. What do we think? Happens Matt. Welcome to the 13th Tier 3. Welcome to the fleet, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you for becoming a Tier 3 channel member. I watched the Bells campaign again. Really like that. Where's Monkey these days? He's in Wales. And Monkey is coming down with... I think on in July. We've got July with him. Yeah, House of the Dragon Man. I have watched Islam Kajic and Dustin Poirier, and that was a class takedown at the end. Yes, I do like my UFC. Very good. A good fight prelims as well, and the fight prelims was epic. The Norse Wanderer, thank you for joining the 13th Tier 3. We're racking it up today, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Dear, the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones were some of the best TV I ever saw. Started going down after that. You're not going to get an argument from me. It was epic. The best seasons of TV I've ever seen. It's up there, isn't it? But Firefly... Just subscribe to Sultan Plays. That was an entertaining battle report. He's an entertaining guy. Sultan is. You know, he's very entertaining. You should see him naked. Sultan plays. We have fun plans with Monkey and Brap soon. There you go. Yes, me, Sultan, Monkey, and Brap naked together. Naked Twister, smothered in Nutella. It's going to be brown. It's going to be lovely. The northern one's been quiet too. He's got a long way to go before he gets it. It's like 4 or 5 hours for him. He's got to get a passport. He's got to relearn how to speak the English language. All sorts of things. Yeah, it's an epic journey for him. I'm blessed every time he comes down here. Mainly for the piss up afterwards when we go to the pub. Sultan regretted it one time though. I wasn't sure. Was it the last time or the time before, Sultan, when we went to the pub after with Brap? You know, the last battle report you guys saw with me and Brap, and that was fun. Sultan came round in the evening, went to the pub. I don't drink very much. Sultan doesn't drink very much, which is weird, being ex-military. You'd think he'd be knocking it back. But yeah, he overdid it a little bit and went on holiday the next day and really regretted it. It was very funny. John Battle, thank you for your 22 months. Evening all, hope you're well, Winters. Yes, what a mental image. What mental image? I was hungover 2 days later in a different country. Yes, he was. Oh dear, that was so cool, man. I still yet to watch Firefly. Friendly neighborhood inquisitor, turn this stream off now. Go and watch Firefly. Probably one of the greatest series ever to be committed to TV ever. You like sci-fi? Dude, it's sci-fi. Go watch. First couple of seasons of Battlestar was great too. Where are we? Nutella Twister. Nutella Twister, yeah. You guys not played Nutella Twister? Used to play it at Diggs uni all the time. Nutella Twister on a Friday night. It's just, and then when everyone's sweaty and a bit hungover later on, you've got lots of Nutella to eat. You don't have to order pizza or anything. Kept getting food poisoning in student lodges. I don't know why though. Anyway, auto-include units. Super Maquette is trying to get us stay on target. So we did a couple of auto-include units. 10 Wraithguard with a Spirit Seer. The Nightbringer or Wraiths with a Technomancer if you are Necrons. And then we were on Sultan Air Force, not really military. I know, right? I wish I never saw fire. See, Ola, I wish I never saw Firefly. Yeah. I know what you mean. It's like when I hear people telling me, oh, I'm reading the first couple of books in the Horus Heresy for the first time, I'm like, I wish I'd never read the first 3 trilogy, the first 3 books in the Horus. I wish I'd never read them so I can get to experience it again. Anyway, Chaos Space Marines. Auto-include units. There's 2 of them, and you accurately, you hit a couple of units there, but you hit one of the auto-include units in Chaos Space Marines being Warp Talons. Now, Warp Talons are in it, not because they're particularly killy or because they're in it for their maneuverability and their ability to score secondaries, and they have an invulnerable save, and they're pretty killy as well. For the points, for what they do, they fill in the same row as Swooping Hawks, as Warp Spiders, as Little Deep Strike, Jumpy Dudes, Little Deep Striker units. Warp Talons are on an auto-include unit, yes, for scoring points. But the other auto-include unit in Chaos Space Marines is 10 Chosen, with a Sorcerer preferably, because 10 Chosen can advance and charge. They can fall back and charge. They've got 3 wounds. All their attacks are AP -2. You're looking at 3 wound Space Marines, all with AP2 minus attacks, with the ability to fall back, shoot, and charge. Fall back, shoot, and charge, and advance, shoot, and charge gives you the opportunity to do secondaries. You know, those secondaries where if you're eligible to shoot, they're always eligible to shoot, all the time. They're never locked anywhere. They're 3 wound Space Marines, and if you put a Sorcerer in them, they're -1 to wound all the time. If you play Chaos Space Marines and you're bringing 3 units of these guys with 3 sorcerers, 1 each, then yeah, that's 3 units of chosen with sorcerers is less than 1,000 points. And that changes games. And whenever I go -1 to hit, is it? Not -1 to wound, -1 to hit. It's just -1 to hit all the time. Toughness 5, no, toughness 4, -1 to hit all the time, 3 wounds. When I go up against chosen, and there's 2 units of them with sorcerers, I feel it all the time. They are an auto-include unit. Is there anything auto-include for Ultramarines? I feel Calgar, maybe. Well, you're asking for auto-include for... I wouldn't say Ultramarines in particular. I'd say Space Marines in particular. Space Marines is a tough one because the Codex is so big, but Sultan Plays is in here. So Sultan Plays can tell us what he thinks the auto-include... To bring the strongest, toughest lists of Space Marines along. I think we said earlier, you're looking at Redemptors and you're probably looking at Brutalises. So Calgar is a really strong character, but can you imagine Marius Gage going up against a Space Marine list with triple Redemptor Dreadnoughts and triple Brutalis running at you? It's very scary. So something along those lines, I would say. Yeah, chosen Warp Talons. Definitely auto-include units in Warhammer 40k. What do you guys think about Orcs? What auto-include unit would you stick in Orcs? And there's a couple springing to mind straight away. And someone, Supermarket, already hit the nail on the head earlier on. My main local opponent uses Calgar every time. Stronk. There you go. Stronk. He is Stronk. Is he an auto-include though? Meganobs. 30 times 3 chopper boys. War boss with boys on a pain boy. I run his Sultan. Combat Space Marine. So Land Raider of some description to unload something choppy, whatever that may be, is a must. Yeah, so that's in Space Marine lists. Like if you're doing Black Templars, you're looking at a Redeemer with Halbrecht and some Soul Brethren, and they're coming out of that. In Blood Angels, same sort of deal. But Land Raiders are good with a thing in it, but that isn't like an auto-include. You're talking about mixing and matching a few things together. Meganob seems to be doing the rounds. Yeah. Yes. So, auto-include units in Orcs. Meganobs. Meganobs with a 4-up, feel no pain. Sultan will know what I'm talking about because in the last one that we did, he spent half it. He chose, like in one turn and 1 turn only, Meganobs have a 4-up, feel no pain. And 4-up, feel no pain, it seems a bit broken, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Should anything get a 4-up, feel no pain? Because AP goes up and down, so armor saves go up and down. You can even get rid of some invulnerable saves with some spells out there, a la Thousand Suns. But the feel no pain never changes. You get your feel no pain or you don't have a feel no pain. And if you have a 4-up feel no pain, Meganobs ignore half of everything with their 4-up feel no pain. Very strong. And Sultan decided to pick on the Meganobs on the turn where they had the wow juice going. So they had their 4-up feel no pain going. He decided to, right, now's the time. I'm really going to pick on the Meganobs. There's a huge difference between picking on Meganobs, which have got 4 feel no pain and haven't, and 3 units of them with a big mech in there, so you're putting Meganobs back in if they're not dead, is just crazy good in this edition. Crazy good like the Nightbringer is crazy good. Crazy good like 10 chosen with a sorcerer is crazy good. A couple of units of them with big mechs in them, crazy good, particularly with the Bully Boys thing. Crazy good. Are hobnobs and auto-include? The answer is always yes. My mistake, Sultan says, is that I wasn't listening to you when I started blasting. You don't listen to me anyway. When you start blasting, when you don't start blasting. You don't listen to me anyway. Even when we played Naked Twister, you didn't listen to me. That's why you got that bruise now. Double wow from Bully Boys make Meganobs so gross. Yeah, 4-up, feel no pain. I suspect that maybe not in the next balanced data slate, but in the balanced data slate after the balanced data slate, Mega Knobs might find their Feel No Pain go from a 4 up to a 5 up. If Mega Knobs get a 4 up, Feel No Pain, well, Tyrion should get a 4 up, Feel No Pain. Exactly. Hashtag don't listen to Winters. No, they don't listen to me anyway. I'm glad you guys are. But, but yeah, I can see 4 up, Feel No Pain is broken in Bully Boys. Just like the Eldar thing was broken with 12 fate dice. So this is a dice rolling game, but here's 12 dice, so you don't have to roll any dice. Oh, by the way, if you do manage to roll some dice and you don't like those dice, you can re-roll a hit and re-roll a wound every time you roll a dice. Oh, by the way, if you don't like those fate dice, here's a way to manipulate those dice with these characters down here called Fireseers. And by the way, if you want some more fate dice, here's a way to get some more fate dice. It was a bit broken, and it's stacked, particularly in an army which has a lot of access to devastating wounds. Orcs, I don't think they have any devastating wounds anywhere, they just have lots of wounds. But Eldar had an army with lots of access to weapons with devastating wounds, and also abilities to hit certain dices mises for us piece. A dice, it was broke, and a 4 up Feel No Pain twice. I can see that one getting nerfed. Hint to the ground. This is a perfect reason to just bring whatever you want rather than what's good. I know, exactly. But the purpose of this stream, Salt and Plays, is to talk about the auto-include units. Yes, the purpose of playing 40k is to have fun, roll dice, flip tables, things like that. Scream, cry, frustrate. That's the purpose of 40k. It's mainly the lols. But the purpose of this stream is to talk about what is busted. What are those auto-include units? And yeah, so here we are. Where are we? I think Fate Dice is fine, since it's only once per phase. Yeah, but it wasn't at the start. So that once per phase did rein it in a bit. Doing it once per phase helped rein it in, and then the reduction in it. They did a lot. I mean, didn't it take like 3 or 4 balanced data slates to bring Eldar down into line with everyone else? That's how broken Eldar were. It wasn't like, here's one change. Oh, we're good now. Do you remember Death Guard at the beginning of the edition? Death Guard were dog water. And they brought in one change. You've got a contagion. You've got another contagion on top of your contagion. You want another contagion? First one's free. The second one, you're going to have to pay for it with your eternal soul. Here's a free contagion. And it fixed it. Boom. But Eldar, they did this, and then they did that, and they did that, and then they nerfed, and then to bring it into... That's how busted they were. Where are we? Warp Spiders. What? Boys without character just have a great way of staying alive. Yeah. Recently been playing 40k, my way. And we're talking narrative, complete custom rules, and everything competitive in the bin. So much more fun. Balls to the meta. Just saying. Stranger come knocking hobbies. I've done a splurge of battle reports recently where I've been playing 40k my way. And I'm really enjoying myself. There is more than one way to play 40k. I made a top 3 video on things. We need Games Workshop to give us a Maelstrom of War deck or an Open War deck or other ways to play 40k rather than just the decks. I agree with you, and I do play it different. Yes, you're right. You guys can just have fun. Just play some Murder Bowl. Just play some Squid Game. Just play... Here's 6 objectives on the table, and they're all worth 1 point. And whoever controls more objectives at the end of the game wins. At the end of the game. Boom. Done. Sorted. That's a very fun way of playing 40k. Where are we? This is not normally a meta channel at all. Just today, let us speculate. Stranger come knocking hobbies. He knows. Blood Buffalo. He knows. He knows. We're good. Everyone here knows. Everyone with a smiley Winter's face next to them. And we've got some reds, we've got some greens, got some yellows. They all know. They all know. We all know. This is not a meta channel. But we like to keep... See, it's not a meta channel, but we keep an eye on the meta things, right? I'm not telling anyone to go out there and buy 3 units of Mega Knobs with 3... Don't do that. 1 is enough. 2 units of 10 Wraith Guard with a Spirit Seer. Don't do that. 1 is enough. If you need to up your game. Because I do get people come around here and fight me. And have conversations. And sometimes they're the best player in their group. Sometimes they're the worst player in the group. Sometimes they don't have any friends. You don't have any friends. Nobody likes you. Sometimes they just don't. But sometimes they're the guy who is getting dicked on quite a bit. And they'll ask me, like, I keep getting dicked on. I got a win rate of about 20% with my friends. And I'm like, why? And they'll say words. And I'm like, it's 10th edition. You're playing that army. All you need to do is add 2 units of these with these characters. You'll be fine. Run them at them. They'll be terrified. And they're like, oh, really? And I'm like, really? And then I'll get a message back a couple of months later saying, hey, I bought 2 units of those and started running them at my friends, and it's turned my frown upside down. So that's what we're talking about this evening. Forgive me, straight. He's good. We're all good. Everyone in the chat, we're all good. What would you say was your most meta force if I had one? So, 10th edition really wants you, if you want to build meta stuff, you're spamming, right? You're bringing 3 of this and 3 of that, and you're bringing lots of little units to score secondaries. That's what you're doing if you go in meta. To bring 3 of this with 3 characters and 3 of that with 3 characters and loads of little things, you need a big collection. So my orcs aren't big enough. Like, I've got 9 mega knobs, but I haven't got 18 mega knobs. I've got 80 boys, but I haven't got 120 boys. If I had to really meta it, it would be Necrons for me, because I've got 10,000 points of paint in Necrons. So I can spam. I mean, I've got 18 Wraiths, for example, but only 2 Technomancers. But I can bring an 18 Wraith list. I could probably lean hard into Necrons if I wanted to. Yeah. We keep an eye on the meta, not bring it too much nonsense, exactly. See, Sultan knows Winter's most meta is easily Necrons, but he doesn't often run them like that. Having been rumbled by them, says Sultan. Yeah, if I need to, yeah. I mean, you saw the one, guys. You saw the one with Heretic Dave from Heretic Dave 40k channel. And literally the messages are, hurt me, daddy. So I did. And yeah. The fun of Guard has been hybrid. Lots of GT winners aren't spamming, they're making balanced conventional armies very fun. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with the Pariah Nexus mission deck and how that changes that sort of stuff. But yeah, it will change some of the lists. With Slay the Warlord secondary coming back for 20 points, it's going to change a few lists out there. The days where people bring along a dude sat there who's the warlord giving out buffs in a unit on his own, or a dude who's a demon prince jumping forward who's the only character in the army with the only upgrade, but it doesn't matter if you lose that guy because there's no negatives at all for losing the warlord in the current mission deck. There's no negatives for losing your warlord, so why not have a warlord go meh? Well, in the next mission deck, there will be a negative for losing your warlord. So I think Slay the Warlord is going to, just that secondary, is going to change some of the lists that we see and all of the cheesy things. That's why I like to play games where there's often a consequence for slaying the warlord, you know? What's wrong with 120 boys? It's generally scary to have over the other side of the table against you and roll the dice as chef's kiss. There's nothing wrong with 120 boys, but 120 boys will win you games all that. It's very, very strong. It's very, very strong. It will win a lot of games. If you're rolling 120 points, I'm putting you on a time clock. Interestingly, there is the Warhammer. I remember that there was a Warhammer dice rolling app. Is it still available? Because people were using it at tournaments because it was an official app, so you could use it at tournaments and you could put, boom, and press the button, done, and that's my results. Is the Warhammer dice rolling app still a thing? Is it? Hello, Weasel. Hi. I think Guard are nicely middle of the road. I think Guard are nicely middle of the road as well. We were talking about Rogal Dawns earlier, Sultan, and like Rogal Dawns are good. And someone else pitched in like Rogal Dawns are good. They are good. Anyway, Wraiths, Chosen, Meganobs. That's 3 factions. I can't think of an auto-include for Space Marines, so there's some really, really strong ones. I couldn't think of an auto-include for Tyranids. Not in the same way that you can do like Meganobs or Wraiths with Technomancer. I couldn't think of them either. I could think of one for Admech, which is Breachers. Breachers in Admech are strong. And Dragoons in Admech are strong. But I can't think of an auto-include. You know, like, if someone put 18 Meganobs with a big mech and ran them against you, you'd struggle straight away. Straight away you'd struggle. Or 18 Wraiths with 3 Technomancers, you'd struggle straight away. What is it in Tyranids if someone puts 3 of these down or a bajillion of these down and you'd struggle straight away? What is it? Or what is it in Space Marines if you put it down, or Custodians, you struggle against it straight away? I'm looking at the codexes over there and nothing jumps out in the Wraith Guard Chosen Meganob kind of way. Bladestorm Aggressors with Biologus Apothecary. Boltstorm Aggressors. So you're looking at 18 Boltstorm Aggressors. If someone put down 18 Boltstorm Aggressors opposite me, that's strong. That is very strong. But is it auto? How are Knights doing at the moment? Knights are mid-tier at the moment. Knights at the moment, people bring 1 or 2 big Knights, that's it. And then lots of little Knights to do all the scoring and things. It's the mission deck determines how Knights play right now. If you ignore the mission deck and play 40k your way, then you really need to play Knights at about 3,000 points, which is good because it gives your opponent 3,000 points to go against them with. Because Knights are somewhere in the middle. Haruspex, triple Haruspex is strong. Yes. Gaunt Gargoyle spam is the way. Yeah, so the list winning stuff are Endless Swarm. People just bring what is it? You can literally bring 300 little bugs and fill up the table and say, deal with that. But okay, that would just be annoying if someone turned up and they got 300 bugs and they deal with it, you know. I haven't already spoken about Death Guard. What do we think about Death Guard? Against Orcs, I've had a real issue with my friend's Tyranid Warrior list. He just runs away from me and shoots me back to Gork or possibly Mork. Tyranid Warrior list? I've got a lot of Tyranid Warriors. I haven't tried to make them sing yet. Really? Against Gork or Mork? I suppose Warriors would do well against Orcs, because Warriors can get shot away quite quickly, but you're Orcs, so you're not shooting, so you want to go punching. And then if you go punching, the Warriors can punch back quite hard, and they can fall back, shoot, and charge, or fall back and shoot, I think. Death Shroud with Lord of Virulence. Death Shroud are good. They're strong. Are they want to include? I mean, Mortarion isn't even an auto-include in the Death Guard at the moment. He's not as killy. They made Mortarion less killy and Magnus more killy, and that really annoyed me because Mortarion was always the more killy one. Magnus was always killy, really, really killy, but a force multiplier, more of a force multiplier, a la Magic. I guess it's okay for Magnus being more killy than Mortarion because a la Magic, but shouldn't they both? They're demon Primarchs. Shouldn't they both be just as killy as each other? I know this is off topic, but what do you think the new cards having the battle line keyword in them is going to change the game a bit? Yes, it is definitely going to change the game a bit. It's going to encourage people to bring battle line units in games. And then there'll clearly be some codexes that have access to cheap or lots or resilient battle line units. And then those are the ones that are going to get the point nerfs. So Endless Swarm, the Green Tide, these lists will automatically start doing very well when the new cards come with the battle line thing. I've got a hangnail. Damn it. Triple Plague Burst. Yeah. I've got a hangnail. Look, I've been painting. Look on the thing. I just 1 minute. Get my clippers. Plastic clippers. Triple Plague Burst Crawlers are an auto-include in Death Guard, yes. But, entropy cannons, why? Oh, why did they hurt my entropy cannons so much? Mortys, soon to be overthrown by Fluffy. I think that Marines only have auto-includes once you've decided on their detachment, rather than having auto-includes no matter what. Yes, yes. Like, 20 Orc boys with a Pain Boy, ain't it? But 60 Orc boys with a Pain Boy in the Green Tide detachment, is it? 60 Orc boys with a Pain Boy in any other detachment isn't really, they're going to die. But having a 5-up invulnerable with a 5-up feel no pain, basically a 5-up re-rollable save on all those wounds, is it? Yes. The detachments definitely make certain things better. Yeah. Death Corps blob seen Nurglings. Honestly, I know it's off topic, but the Firstborn Battle Company Astreus is 2,000 points. Sounds hilariously fun to me. Lots of Battleline too. But a Firstborn Battle Company and an Astreus is 2,000 points. It is. That sounds fun. I love Firstborn lists. The Astreus is a cool model. It's a bit derpy. It's a cool model, but there's something. It's a bit derpy. Inceptors are an auto-include in Space Marines. Yeah, I do. Yeah, when I don't use my jumpy dudes, I notice the difference between bringing Inceptors and not bringing jumpy dudes. Those guys, they're pretty good. Having a unit that can just jump in like that, do the things and the movement, yes, they are good. Stuart! It's our resident Argentinian who stole my other mug and is the reason why I've got this one here. Hope you're enjoying the mug, Stuart. How's Argentina this morning? Morning! It's not morning. We all know it. Look at it. It's dark there. Look, if I did this, look how dark it is. It's not morning. My auto-include these days is 10 jump pack intercessors led by Cayenne Strike, lone op, and plenty of mortal wounds on the charge. Yeah, man. Yeah. 10 jump pack intercessors is very good. In Blood Angels, very good. Yes. But auto-include? Strong. Fun. I like it. Never use Inceptors. They're very specific for cost, I think. Yeah, so Blood Buffalo, what Inceptors do is they've got a high rate of fire and the maneuverability. And they can deep strike just over 3 inches away from an enemy, so you can fit them in where you want to. So you can drop them in to get those engaging on fronts points, behind enemy lines points, those sorts of things. But they're also killing a lot while they're doing it as well, which is quite nice. It's dark and cold here as well. Not liking it. Tea is brewing in the mug right now. Hey, Stuart, I love you. Yeah, 3-inch deep strike is one of the best rules in the game. Yeah. Stuart, Sultan Plays disagrees. He rarely uses Inceptors. They're good, but wouldn't consider them an auto-include, and Salt would know he has 12 Space Marine armies. They were auto before the points hike. Let's say that. Well, no. They were strong before the point. I'm going to say they're a strong unit. They're a strong unit. And obviously there's stronger units and weaker units in the codexes. They're not auto-include in the same way 120 Orc Boys are, or 18 Meganobs is, or Chosen are, or Wraiths with the Technomancer are, or Warp Talons are, or Breaches are for AdMech. They're not auto-include in that sense. Like, your army automatically goes up. If you put in 2 units of 10 Chosen with 2 Sorcerers in your Chaos Space Marine list, whatever list, in whatever detachment, suddenly you've gone up a notch, and you will feel it and your opponent will feel it. If you bring 12 breaches with Feel No Pain, 2 units of 6 in an AdMech list, whatever AdMech list, whatever detachment, you will feel it. If you bring along the Nightbringer in a Necron list, you and your opponent will feel it. If you bring along Jumpy Dudes, Inceptors in the Space Marine list, see, that's the difference there. I think we're honing in on something here, chat. That's the difference between the powerful the so-called auto-include units and not. There's strong units, definitely, that you can stick in any list and any detachment, but there's some which just change the nature of the game. A bit like putting salt in your tea instead of sugar in your tea. You know, it just changes things. Where are we? What are the upcoming battle line rules? The new mission decks. Yes. So to answer your question, so just explain that to you, Super Mac, is we've been using for the mission decks that we've been using since launch are the Leviathan mission deck. There's a new mission deck coming, which they've been leaking on Warhammer community, called the Pariah Nexus mission deck. So the way you go about scoring your secondaries will be a little bit different. And they're honing in on battle line keyword to try and encourage people to bring more battle line stuff. White Scars, thank you for your donation. Legend. GG's in the chat to White Scar. Thank you. Thank you. The Great Khan wishes to aid in your loft, says White Scar, which is like the second biggest donation I've ever seen in my entire life. Thank you. Your $50 American super chat. You goddamn hero. Thank you. GG's White Scar. He's quiet, look. He hasn't said anything beforehand. He just turns up and drops 50 quid. It's like you're having a house party, your student days. You didn't invite the fella around, but he just kicks in the door and says, well, hey, I've brought along 10 crates of lager. And you're like, come in, fella. You know, that guy. He's that guy kicking in the door with his 10 crates of like DGG's to you, White Scar. Thank you very much. What's your favorite army, by the way? Is it Salamanders? I definitely need a bar now. I need to talk to her, like Winter's SEO loft conversion. Will we ever hit the 20k or 30k? I mean, if this keeps going on, I'll actually get someone to come round to have a look and actually cost it up for me. It's between 20 or 30. So we're starting. You've followed me for years. Thank you. Thank you for following me for years. Thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. Thank you. That's like 463 Argentinian dollars. I know, Stuart, right? It's amazing. How's things in Patagonia these days, by the way? This loft needs to happen, including a beer fridge for more beer ham. Sultan, can you imagine? You've been around my house a lot. Imagine if the entire loft was converted. We could get 2 tables up there. We could do the stairs and the stairs. We've got perfect entranceway there. We'd have the painting thing at one end. We'd have the podcasty thing at the other end. We could stick the 2 tables together if we wanted to do a 6,000 or 10,000 point game. We could easily have, like double-sized tables. Instead of a 6x4, we could have 12x8s, things like that. We'd have a beer fridge up there, Sultan. Beer fridge in the corner. When Brap turns up, when he comes round, instead of him staying over at the thingy bob, like the travel lodge up the road, get a sofa in there for the podcast stuff. It's like, mate, you can sleep upstairs on the, we'll have a sofa bed. He could stay up there. And then we go to the pub. I mean, you could stay there as well. The spare room, or this one would probably be actually turned into a spare room. So when we get wrecked after filming some 40k and go down the Strawberry Thief pub, we could come back here and you could have the sofa in this room. Brap could be in the sofa in the loft, or you two could share the sofa and spoon. You could be Mummy Spoon, he could be Daddy Spoon. You could stay over, it'd be fine. Pop him in the garden, keep your sofa clean. Yeah, you're right. He's a smelly northern monkey. Just crowdfund and buy the neighbour's house. I'd love to crowdfund things if I knew how to crowdfund. But yeah, thank you, White Scar, and thank you, everyone. Thank you. Where were we? We were trying to find auto includes in the Space Marine thing. Are we? Is that what we're talking about? I'm blown away. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Crowdfund a police issue battering ram. Cheaper and you still get the neighbour's house. They're nice though, our neighbours that way. They're really nice. The ones in the corner with the bike, we don't talk about them. She hates them. But that way, they're really nice. And those ones, they're really nice. The ones across the street as well, they're really nice. Help look after P90. We like our neighbours, except for the ones in the corner with the bike. I mean, he's 16. He's got a bike. He's the most important. He's the coolest guy in the world right now. Evening, Sir Plant. How's it going? We're talking about auto-include units and Warhammer 40k, Sir Plant. Have you got any ideas? What army do you play and what is your auto-include unit? Jump in. The water's warm. We've done Wraiths and Nightbringer for Necrons. We've done Chosen and Warp Talons for Chaos Space Marines. We've done Meganobs and Boys for the Orcs. We've done Breachers and Dragoons, I should mention, for the AdMech. They're just... Dragoons have always been good. Breachers have pretty much always been good. And right now, those two units are the best thing. Not only are they the best thing in that book, they're miles above almost everything else in that book. It's not even funny how bad that book is. Death Guard, we haven't... I mean, the auto-include units in Death Guard, some are saying Plague Burst Crawlers, and they are good, but why the hell did they hurt Entropy Cannon so much? They are good. I would say the auto-include unit in Death Guard are Fetid Bloat Drones. They're hard to take down. They're relatively cheap. They're relatively fast, and you get them up in people's grills, and they're increasing the contagion range. Like a Fetid Bloat Drone's 90 points with 2 spitters. You got 2 spitters, auto hitting 2d6 times with anti-infantry 2 up at AP -1, which becomes AP -2 because of contagion range, and they can fall back shoot. They're just very good. So Plant says Jackals and Angron for my World Eaters if I'm playing competitively. Yeah, you're not going to get any... Yes, Angron is an auto-include. If you're playing World Eaters, the Demon Primarch of the World Eaters is an auto-include. And Jackals are really good, man. Jackals are really good. Enjoying Corn Demons these days, but their only auto take maybe is 3 Bloodthirsters. Yeah, Super Maki. They're the only thing in that book. You're right. Breachers and Dragoons are about the only thing in that book. Another friend who plays AdMech genuinely doesn't enjoy playing them. Yep. I've ran them out 3 times since they had their new codex. And I will go back to them. I will try some other ways of doing it. But I was very happy when the Orc Codex came out, put it that way. Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor says, I have returned. Have we yet acknowledged that Reavers are the best unit ever? No, Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor, we have not acknowledged that. I'm terribly sorry. Will you forgive me for not acknowledging these things? Forgive the chat for not... No one has acknowledged these things because I think the words Reavers are the best unit ever have never been put together in that language, in that order in the English language before. So I think that's probably why that hasn't been acknowledged yet. Sultan Plays is here, and Sultan Plays will give you some words on Reavers, because if he doesn't know how Space Marines work, I don't know anyone who does. Marius Gage! Thank you for your $9.99 for the Love Fund, or at least a case of beer while dreaming about it anyway. Marius Gage, thank you so much. GG's in the chat to Marius. GG's all round. It's like my most productive stream ever. I don't know why. I should share my dreams with you more often. YouTube says it's freaking out. How was the connection? YouTube says it's freaking out. Are we all here? Are we still here? Testing. 1, 2, 3. YouTube, don't freak out on me. I think we're alone now. It doesn't seem to be anyone around. Are we all here? All good. All seems fine. Love Reavers. They're the best. Look, damn cool. All good. Looks good on up my end. Yup, we're good. GG's, we're fine. Marius, thank you for your donation. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Reavers are good. 4, 5, 6. Yes, we are. Reavers, we're alert. Still here. Reavers are a really cool unit. Just don't expect much, especially as Battle Shock is a mechanic that's almost useless. Someone might have done a video on that recently. Yes, connection jumped a few times a minute ago, but it's good now. So we're even reaching Patagonia. It's just you and the boys. Wow. Hello again, Jink. Hi, Jink. Old Norse Wanderer, thumbs up. Right, good. We're good. We're good. Someone massage the oil, okay? The 13th Fleet, I don't know if your end, Fleet members, I don't know if your end was a bit shaky there, but we had a bit of a warp disturbance. Old Norse Wanderer, as you're around, can you go back to maintenance and make sure those pipes, make sure you lube up your pipes properly, okay? Lots of grease on your pipes, say a few prayers, come back when it's all done, and tell us if we're all good or not, or whether we're going to be sucked off of the universe and into the warp by some Slaneshi demon or something, which sounds like a party in Swansea on a Tuesday. Fettling one of the missions for Realm of Chaos this evening. So blunt. It's going to be fun watching people look. Yeah, nice, man. Enjoy your Realm of Chaos. Knight Lancer used to be auto-include, but now you made them look a bit silly. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Knight Lancers are really good. Throw 20 boys at them and go, surprise. Yeah. I was in my boys... Look, I've done a trilogy with the boys. Battle reports. You guys have seen the first 2 where I was like, boom, here's some boys, here's some boys, and here's some boys. And then the 3rd mission with all the boys is going to come out next Wednesday with our good friend Sultan from Sultan Place YouTube channel, who has been a member for 25 months. Thank you, Sultan. I'm using my free show-off message to shout that Tau auto-includes our Sun-Forged Crisis suits with Cold Star or Farsight in every list. Maybe not crew. I would agree with you there. I'd say Sun-Forged Crisis suits with a Cold Star are pretty much, by far and away, they're one of the... Look, I've played against your Tau a couple of times now, 4 or 5 times, and then when you did it, when you've got at least 2 with a Cold Star in it, there's a big difference in Tau lists. They're the ones with all the melters, guys. The ones that can drop in, and they don't reroll hits, but they reroll all wounds and reroll all damage on melter guns, rerolling all wounds and damage. And then you put the other modifiers on there for the hit stuff. And I've felt the difference facing your Tau lists when there's a couple of them in it, and facing your Tau lists when there's 1 or none in it. It's one of those that just suddenly, dunk, suddenly my tanks, wherever I put them, are dead. At least 2 of them, because one will come in, boom, dead. One will come in, dead. So the Sunforged Crisis suits with a Cold Star is just crazy good in the Tau book. They're by far and away the best Crisis team in there. Yeah. Spoilers. I'm not spoiling anything. It's the Trilogy of the Orcs, Woodsy. The Trilogy of the Orcs. I did boys and boys. We did boys against Tau, against the guys from... What's the name of their YouTube channel? What was it called? 2.5 Wargamers, I think. We did against them. That was lovely. Then we did Tau against something else. No, Orcs against the Black Templars. We did the Orcs against the Black Templars. That was lovely. And then I did the trilogy, closing it out with Sultan, which is up next Wednesday for Tier 3 channel members. Gladiator Lancer still solid. Yes, Dark Eldar are an auto-include. Just Dark Eldar. Knight Lancer VA Du Bois. Haha, yes. I like last cannons on aircraft. Who doesn't like last cannons on aircraft? Also, I like salted nuts on aircraft. Knight Megara, I think, is a pretty for all. Yeah, well, yeah. You're talking 30k now. We're thinking about 40k this evening, I think. Yes, I'm halfway through the BT one. Yeah. It's always a tactic in any edition of 40k or 30k or Old World or Sigmar for that matter. Hoarding a thing is a thing. Move blocking, moving a thing round to stop a thing coming through the gaps is always a thing. Hoarding a big chunky thing that the horde is never going to take down, but hoarding a big and holding it up has always been a thing. Move blocking and hoarding a thing is just as important as shooting and charging, drinking tea, and praying to the God Emperor of mankind. That Helbrecht, though, his painting, Daily Dice's painting, 4 years working on those Black Templars, stunning army. I mean, you can spend 4 years working on one Space Marine army and make it look as pretty as that. Or you can spend 1 year working on 4 armies. Which is better? I know if you want to play a lot, 1 year working on 4 armies is probably the way to go. And that's Sultan for you. Hi, Sultan. Anyway, auto-include units. Any more for any more. I can't think of a Space Marine auto-include unit. I really can't. I can think of strong ones, but I can't think of one auto-include one, you know. Do you try to avoid auto-includes for the sake of variety and challenging your list building? Do I try to avoid auto-includes? I actively, normally, yes. What I do is I tend to ask people, are you bringing a strong list or not? Before they turn up. I need to know the faction because I don't want to run out, because I need to know because it helps me set up the table and it helps me decide what I'm going to fight against that faction. So if it's Chaos, I want to bring some Imperial forces against it. If it's Imperial forces, I want to bring some Chaos or Xenos forces against it. And I try and mix and match what I have played recently with. And I don't play with all of my armies all the time. I tend to focus on a couple of armies at a time so my brain doesn't explode. And I need to know how strong a list it is, or whether the person wants to play competitively or not. I need to know these things before, because in this edition, if you lean into it, there's a big difference trying to bring a friendly list along. You guys know you've tried to bring a friendly list along against a list where someone's leaned into it, and that friendly list is going to lose 9 times out of 10 in this. Well, it's going to lose 99 times out of 100 in this edition. In previous editions, it might have lost 25% of the 75% of the time, but it could have won 25% of the time because the missions were a bit more swingy because of the different ways of scoring. You could have won sometimes with weak lists against strong armies. That was still a thing, but not in this edition. So you need to know, because I don't want it to be over by turn 2. Who wants to come all the way to see me to play a game of 40k and it be over in 2 turns? I want it to last the 5 turns. I want it to come down to the last dice roll. I want it to be a fun game. I want to play more 40k more often, which means playing the full 5 turns, not 2 turns. So I don't tend to stick in auto includes. No, I lean away from them. However, if I know someone's bringing a good list, a strong list, then I'll stick a couple of strongy things in there. Sultan plays, I think. Yeah. So that's how I do it. There's a couple of people that play here semi-regularly as well, like Farseer Chris and Stylus and a few of those. If I know I'm going up against certain people, then I'll lean into it a bit more as well, because I know that Here's another thing. Different metas, different areas I've noticed. When I play people from London, nearly, or Bristol, or Manchester, when I play people from cities, their lists tend to be stronger than people from not cities. Because people in cities have a bigger pool of people to play against, and if they're going to their local club, their local London lists, just everyone I've played from London, not just outside London, but London, their lists tend to be strong. Everyone I've played from Bristol, not outside, tends to be strong. Everyone who's played from Manchester tends to be, there's a bigger pool of players, you know what I mean? And then if I play someone from Swindon or Slough or Bolton on the Water, or places like that, they can be anything. It could be a strong list, it could be a weaker list, it could be this, it could be that. But your local meta often defines how strong a list you grew up with, how big and mean you are. You know what I mean? Where are we? Just done with work, listening on my drive home. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Wrath of Constantine. Happy Tuesday, dude. Hope you built a bridge today, or tore one down. Auto-including custodies. Joseph, I can't think of an auto-including custodies. I genuinely... What do you think? What are the auto-includes in custodies? I don't know. Aggressive wide below goods and Storm of Fire was the early auto-include, but it's just boring. Yep. Winters is an amazing opponent. He can dial it up and down as the game goes on. Don't give it away, Wrath of Constantine. Don't. Survival of the fittest in action. Only the strongest shall survive. Was there today, Sultan? Beautiful it is. What? Woodsy. Sultan. I'd bloody love to live in Bourton on the Water. You would like to live in Bourton on the Water, except in the summer. Have you been in there in the summertime when all the American and Japanese and Chinese turn up in coaches from London? OMG. I knew a guy who lived there, and they all move out for like 6 weeks in the summer. Pretty much the entire village just leaves, except for the coffee shops and the pubs stay open. You cannot get a car down in the streets. It's amazing. Elder God, Zuck, how are you? I'm fine. Shield captains came to mind, but I'm not sure. See, shield captains are not... See, this is how screwed Games Workshop are in points right now, that they don't know what to do with the points. Did you know that there's 3 different types of shield captain? There's shield captains in Terminator armor, shield captains on Dawn Eagle jet bikes, and shield captains. 3 different types of shield captains. Terminator, bikes, normal guy. They're all exactly the same points. According to the Games Workshop, a shield captain in Terminator armor is worth the same as a shield captain. Or a shield captain on Dawn Eagle back. That can't be right, can it? But they just don't know what to do with the points. Yeah, half the planet arrives there to eat scones. I know. Bourton underwater in the summer is a nightmare. What are the auto-include units for Imperial and Chaos Knights? Imperial Knights will be the Knight Lancer. Chaos Knights is it the Brigand? The little one with the melter gun and the claw? That guy, no, the claw, the 2 punchy one, I think it is. The claw and the thing, him, which hits on 2s. I think it's I forget, or Despoiler. I forget which one it's called. Anyway, the Chaos Baby Knight with the 2 close combat attacks is the auto-include for Chaos Knights. Knight Lancer is for big knights. Scones. Scones or scone? I'm glad I just have aircon. I think at this stage, I think we've gone as far as I think we'll start to wrap it up. How long have I been going? Over an hour and a half. Brilliant. Scone as in gone. Scone. Scone. Canis Rex as an ally. Lol. Scone gone. Why do Americans call oregano? What's going on there? I don't understand that one. Another one I don't understand is I distinctly remember in my mid-20 finding out that aluminum blinds are aluminium blinds. Because I remember watching on TV shows and Hollywood movies, like they talk about aluminum blinds. I'm like, oh, that's something you don't get in the UK. What are aluminum blinds? That must be a brand or something, like Apple. But no, they mean aluminium. What is that all about? Or herbs instead of herbs. And it's got a H in it as well, right? Herbs. Herbs. What's that all about? Does anyone know what the least played faction is? Currently Admech. Probably. Leagues of Votan is pretty low down as well. Demons. Probably demons. You're looking at them. One of those 3. So no is the answer. I'm going back to play Mass Effect 2 for the 10th time. The Galaxy need me. Bye-bye. Bye, Sultan. Enjoy Mass Effect 2. Scone becomes scone with me, magic. It's closer to the Spanish pronunciation, and we live next to Mexico. Death Watch? Death Watch will be quite low. They're a Space Marine thing, you see. The Space Marines, they're quite well represented. People like them. I need a brekkie cheese scone now. Evening. When are you going to do a Grey Knights battle report? That's a good question. So this weekend I'm filming. I haven't done one yet. This weekend I'm filming 2 30k battle reports. On Friday I'm playing 30k, not filming it. Saturday, Sunday playing 30k, filming it. Next week, oh, by the way, I'm not here on Tuesday next week. Next year, we've got a thing on Monday, a thing on Tuesday, back on Wednesday, doing the thing on the third. Next week, there's lots of stuff going on. There will be no live stream. Spread it amongst the Discord, guys. I'm not going to be here. Then Poot was turning up on the Sunday, and he's bringing a firstborn Ultramarines list, 2,500 points, and about 90% of the army is lead. OG, it's gorgeous. Really looking forward to doing that one. So no Grey Knights then. Then it's Dark Angels Chris the next Saturday, the 22nd, and he'll be bringing his Eldar, so I can't really bring the Grey Knights against that. And then it's the Horus Heresy event in Berkshire with Just Craig on the Sunday, a March of War on the Monday. That's 30k. Firestorm the weekend after that. Awful Gamer on then Johnny V, then Chewy, which is signalled up to 2. Hobby Apocalypse is in the July. Say Hi Paul, July. Just Craig then. Maybe the end of July is the answer to that question, Stephen. Maybe the end of July. I'm going to do a Grey Knights 40k battle report. Probably August. But if they release the Grey Knights Codex sometime between now and then, you betcha, I'll be all over it. Yes. So anyway, 2-minute warning. It's been glorious. Thank you for sharing my hopes, and thank you for coming, and thank you for you allowing me to share my hopes and dreams with you. And thank you for the new members and the donations this evening. It's awesome. It's nice to have a dream, and you guys got to keep dreaming. It doesn't matter if you achieve your hopes and dreams. Have the courage to dream. Have the courage to think big. Have the courage to believe that. Just believe. It's nice. It's glorious. It's nice. And it's been a while for me as well, because it's been a few years. I've been through the wars a bit. I'm okay now. We're coming back to compos mentis. We're coming back to reality. And yeah. And I want to thank everyone who's helped me and who's helped me live this dream that I'm living now for the last 3 years. It's been glorious. It's been fun. Andy, thank you for gifting a membership. What was the guard auto include? I think we said Rogue or Dawn. Andy, thank you so much for gifting that membership right at the end. Coming in there at the end with a curveball. Balls. I just missed it. Yes, you did. Sorry, Liam McKilliam. What did I miss? I'm making dinner. White Skies, you missed it. It's fine. Nothing really. I got blown away at the end by all the things. Any crazy 4-player games on the horizon? Love those. Yes. Have I filmed one already? I feel like I filmed one recently. Yes, I filmed one recently. A 2-on-2. Me and Sultan versus the boys from Command Battle Win. That's coming at some point. 2-on-2. And then there's another one getting filmed this month or next month, which is a 4-way. There's yes is the answer. Have you ever run 2 Night Lancers? No. If you lived in the States, I'd help you build it. I'm in construction. Thank you, White Scars. I love you. Thank you. I dreamed of a dream of a hobby in the sky. Let's go, Loft Dreams. Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. Guys, I'm overwhelmed by your kindness, your generosity, by your niceness and loveliness. And don't put any of the auto-include units in any of your lists unless you really, really want to win. So, there's that. You can come back here and if that's, or try them. or do put them in there. Try them. So what am I talking about? If you've got the opportunity to put 2 units of Chosen with sorcerers in your Chaos Space Marines, stick them in there. See if it really is like going up a level. If you've got the opportunity to bring 18 Meganobs, don't. But if you have the opportunity to do that, each with a dude and a dude, I think Meganobs are going to get nerfed. I think they're going to get a 5-up Feel No Pain instead of a 4-up Feel No Pain. I think they're that strong. If you have the opportunity to do this, give it a whirl. When I said don't, I mean do it. Do it. Give it a whirl. Get back to me. Let me know how you got on. Can we get more games at bigger points? 5 to 10k takes a side takes a long time to film. We can probably maybe takes a long time to film them, and I'm relying on someone who has got 5k to play against. I want to do more of them. Yes. Hi, Dad. It's been emotional this evening. Thank you, guys. Happy wargaming.